Today I'm gonna show you how to build the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. This is yet another build for the Iron Forge. You already saw on the channel the first two builds, which were Goku in Chibi scale and the micro scale Royal Wedding. Those were actually my two highest scoring build. On Thursday I will show you another build, which is an underwater one, and I will show you how it's built. But today is time for the White Rabbit. Here on screen now you have what Lego has given us as official set this year, as we are entering the year of the rabbit. So I thought it was good to stay in team and build a sort of rabbit on my own. So I think we can move these out of the way. These are the two smaller ones, and this one is actually a part of the float for the Chinese New Year parade. This was a very interesting build. But now let's jump right into the build. I'm gonna start from the head. So here I use the base of some antennas to create the eye of the rabbit. We are gonna have a few sideways connections all over the head to create the shape. This was a pretty fast build because it was almost at the end of the contest, so I built this in 1 hour, so it's not very finished. One little problem over here, as you can see, the antenna actually go a little bit lower, so there's gonna be a little bit of stress on the parts here, and actually it's gonna push a little bit this part a little bit higher. So this is not actually a proper way of building, but I wanted to put something together very quickly for a last minute submission to the contest. Now, as you know, the seat part were these sort of tooth pieces like this and like this. So in this case, I used two of these to create the ears of this white rabbit. One over here and one on the other side. Let's see if I can put it maybe lower. No, maybe taller is better, like this. So here we have the head of the rabbit. Now let's start to build the body. Here we're gonna have a point of connection over there. We are gonna see that in a moment. So the body starts with this yellow core. This is actually, let's say, the center of the build. And then we are gonna connect on the side this big red slope. So we're creating the jacket of the white rabbit. And then we are gonna on top add this. So here's a sort of neck part of the shirt coming up. In the image I use as reference. I only have one yellow, so this one should be yellow. But in this case I went with the 10 one. Now here we are gonna add a little bit more detail. And then we're gonna add the arms. So I use a few slopes here. Here I twist the parts a little bit to give an interesting shape, and you can see here for the ends I use another one of those two pieces. Here I wanted to add an umbrella, so I find this sort of minifigure umbrella in my collection. I use this black piece actually for the connection, so this is a modified plate. I'm gonna put it over there. So when you look at this, you cannot really see much the black plate, but it feels like he's actually holding the umbrella in his hand. Okay, so he's running because it's late. Then over here we are gonna add with another slope another arm. This one is forward because here is gonna hold the clock. So here I found a sticker and I connected with a bracket and with one of these sort of kind of lightsaber connector, and this is gonna connect at the back side of the end over there like this. So now looks like he's holding the clock, and on top to that jumper we can add actually the head, and we can also give a little bit of angle to get him to look wherever we like. At the back side I decided to use this one because actually it would have been nicer to put it like this, but I didn't have the right connection over here because I don't have any studs coming off there. So I decided to actually use it sideways. If I'm not wrong, it was like this, because anyway the contest would be judging the pictures, so from this point of view it looks good enough. Of course here you can find another way. You have a connection there, so with a few slopes you could actually create a nicer surface to close off the back over here. In this case I'm just gonna keep it simple and go with this one. Okay, now for the legs I create a very simple structure here with a few modified bricks. Again, this was built very quickly, so there actually only one connection point everywhere, so only one stud is gonna connect to the body, which is not great, of course. So the model is gonna be very fragile, let's say. Let me see if I find the right spot. Okay, as you can see also here you have a little bit of stress of the parts as well, because that is coming off a little bit too much, but we can twist it around a little bit because it's a slope, okay? And then this goes back there. Same thing I did for the legs. So here I use actually two different kind of structure for the feet. So one leg is gonna be forward, so you're gonna be able to see this tile. Here I use a tile and a jumper, okay? Or if you want, you can actually use this one. So I have this 1x1 with the hole that connect to that pin, and then a simple 1x2 with the tile there. So actually two different style of legs, but at least I get a smooth surface on everywhere. And now this part is gonna connect to this one stud over there, and this is gonna connect to this one stud over here, okay? Then you can twist it around a little bit to find the direction you like. Then I create a little base. I'm gonna use some transparent parts connected here at the back, okay? Something like this, clip like that, and then I can just attach it at the floor. Maybe this needs to go a little bit lower. And now we have our rabbit standing there. It was a pretty simple build. For sure you can do it better than this, and of course it's lacking details. You could add a base plate with some details, some grass, or a background at the back, but for the contest it worked just fine. I actually got a pretty good score in the second round. I was 7th overall, but because my group was very competitive, I didn't manage to qualify in the top 8, because in each group of 5 only the top 2 scoring competitors were going through. But it was a pretty fun contest to participate. It's the first time that I take it quite seriously, and I definitely learned a lot of things, so I will definitely participate again next year. Anyway, since it's the year of the rabbit, I wish you a happy new year, and then on Thursday I will show you the underwater build. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao ciao!